that you brought into this world. I'm lonely. You recognize me. Or does it all fade away? Your mind just ain't the same. Tell me, mama, do you notice me? Road might be long, but just hold on, I'll guide you. Heartbroken and lost, but I stand right beside you. Mama, I'm weary, I'm so confused. I wanna take away the pain, but don't know what to do. Do you recognize me?
To Clubhouse Dance Music.
Your mind just ain't the same. Tell me, mama, do you notice me? Mama, don't forget me. Mama, don't forget me. Mama, please remember. Please remember. Mama, keep on fighting. Don't let go of the memory. Inside, you know it's me. I'm crying.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
We're 90.7 FM and TCC is the live listening party. The brand new TKA album, Love Goes On. This song is TKA featuring George Lamond, something entitled Mama.
Do you notice me?
When I first heard the song, I was very much taken over with emotion. And, you know, you put yourself in that position where, you know, what if it was my mother that didn't remember me, that, you know, went through something and, you know, she lost, you know, her, you know, who she was. And yeah. I just really, really, truly got lost in the song. And I had to pull over. You told me to go ahead and drive and take a long drive. But for a second, I had to just pull over a little bit and think about that song and the concept of it.
My bad, though. I mean, I'm glad you got the emotion. I'm sorry that I took you there.
No, I mean,
but I think music is supposed to take you there. By the way, you know, I know that sometimes these songs are supposed to make you feel certain things, and you know, Joey used to always tell us early on, you know, that he wanted us to sing with more emotion, and sometimes we thought that we had to like overstrain and you know and over you know crunch ourselves in a corner, you know, or try to belt out something to the point of a screech to get that emotion out. And sometimes the lyric, you know, is the emotion. Sometimes the sentiment of how you sing it, you know, really brings it to a head. I mean, and
the line, tell me, mama, do you notice me? Like, do you know who I am? It's, you know, like, and then you're like, you in the middle of the song, you know, do you know who I am? Do you notice me? I'm crying, and I'm like, it's pretty emotional.
Yeah. You know, for me, it's, you know, it hits really close to home. You know, my as everyone's mother is, you know, their world. My mom was, you know, my number one teacher. She taught me everything from, you know, both languages that I speak, you know, to everything else. And she's been my hero, my motivator, you know, my backbone. And, you know, knowing that, you know, my time is limited, you know, and that things may not go back to, you know, status quo, you know, has me in that melancholy state where, you know, I worry that, you know, one day I'm going to see her and she's not going to know.
we're going to try to move on here. Our current number one song on the show, and it's been number one for so many weeks, it's been Frankie J. Breakin' or TKA's True Love. This song here, when we first played it, the phone lines lit up. Social media for my radio show was, as a matter of fact, I believe we peaked at number 3 on the Stitcher Rap when we debuted your brand new freestyle song, True Love. Tell me about this project.
True Love, I recorded with Jay Alums.
Sounds like a gum brand, right? Jay Alums.
So I recorded with Jay Alums, and we went to George Anthony's house. I went to George Anthony's house to record with him, and I got there, and I had already started. I had already started doing the batch of these songs, and I just wanted, I work with P Version so much that I wanted to have a different sound with Jay, because they're both two different producers. So I wanted to have a totally different feel for a record, and so I walked in there with an idea. And Jay usually looks at me like if I'm nuts, because Jay's a mad scientist himself. So when I walked in there with the idea, he was kind of reluctant. He wanted to do something totally different, and he played me some of the freestyle demos that he had, things that didn't make it on George Anthony's album, and as writing material, stuff to get me in the mood to write. And I was like, no, that doesn't work for me. I want to do a record that feels modern, but it feels like back then. And he says, what do you mean? I said, well, when we did Louder, what I was trying to do is I was trying to incorporate the Euro sound with the freestyle sound. And I said, maybe we should revisit that type of thought. And he says, yeah, but you want it to sound like an 80s record. And I said, no. I said, the Euro sound for me today is more of a Coldplay sound. And when he heard it, he still didn't understand. So I had to sit there and play, Coldplay guitars and say I want to put my energy into something that feels somewhat like this, but in a freestyle way. And 15 seconds, 3 minutes later, Jay came up with this pattern, and I wrote the song right there at the moment. I recorded it that afternoon. The song was completed within 2.5 hours.
Wow.
I waited for the mix for like 3 weeks, but the
Jay Alums timeline.
But the song was completed in 3 hours, and it just, to me it's very reminiscent of a Louder Than Love or a When Will I See You Again type of record.
Yeah, it totally took me there to Louder Than Love and When Will I See You Again. And I think it's a brilliant song, and it's been the most played song here on our show, the most played song on the social media podcasts that I put up. A lot of great feedback when you guys put it up on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
A lot of the fans.
I think a lot of the fans were a little mad at me, but the reason that I didn't, we were going to put it out as a single, but the reason that I didn't, there was 2 reasons. One, it took me for a while to get the tracks from the producer, because the producer was not willing to. He wanted to mix it, but Jay was overbooked with so many things that he had to do that he couldn't take the time out to mix it the way that he really wanted to. So it took me a while to get that, and then the other reason is that we already had, the idea of putting this all together as a package. So that's the reason why it never came out as a single. But now you can pick it up with the entire album if you like it, and it's 13 songs that are, I believe, to be good songs. I think that, and I hope that you guys like it.
Let's move on to Do or Die, Now or Never.
Yeah.
You have 2 versions. You have a freestyle version, and then you went and you created this alternate version of it. I think it was what you originally planned to do with the song.
Yeah. Well, the original, when I wrote this song, it wasn't. When I originally wrote this song, it wasn't to a freestyle tempo. It was more to a hip hop bass beat, and it was more laid back and subdued. But as I started recording it, and I started hearing how the chorus was, P and I said, well, what we should do is we should make it into a freestyle format, because I think that the fans will like it more if it feels like freestyle. But once we had put it out, we went back and listened to what the original format was for that record. And the energy behind it, to me, is what I really liked about it, because, it's one of those records that you can sit there and you can, drive around the city with, and it feels really cool. You know what I mean? So, and the reason that I have both versions on it is because I couldn't pick one over the other. So, it's almost like to me, it's almost like the middle ground in the album. It's the first song, it's the fifth song, and it's the 13th. So I wanted it to have both of them in there.
I do like the patterns. It is a cool song to listen to on the highway. I'm more keen to the freestyle version, but I'm truly enjoying the original.
I know you would be. I know you would be, and you know what? Because I knew you would be, and and I know that that song was one on the countdown for such a long period of time. I kept it in there because I know how important it was to all the fans.
But what I will tell you is that I find myself listening to this version more and more than the freestyle version. I do like it. It's a very poppy song. It's very like that soft metal from the 80s. You know what I mean? I just love it. I feel like I want to grow my hair out. And become part of a hair band.
Well, we've had this conversation a few times. I always talk about the potential of what a lot of these freestyle songs, whether they be new school or whether they be old school, what true potential they would have if they were written, on the not the freestyle format but the pop format. There's a lot of freestyle covers that people go out there and they'll remake a country record or a new wave record. And they make it into freestyle. But if freestyle songs were made into pop records, if a Britney Spears sang, for lack of a better, for lack of, I'm reaching. So let's say Britney Spears sang "Crying Over You" or "No Reason to Cry," and they did it in a pop format or more urban format. It would appeal to a broader audience. I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't be doing freestyle music. I'm just trying to say that, a lot of these songs could fall into these different genres where they would probably get a little bit more exposure and they would become a lot more popular.
That I completely agree with. I completely agree with that. And right now, we're going to take you to Now or Never, Do or Die. This is the freestyle version. You just heard the pop version, the original concept from TKA. Now, take a listen to Now or Never, Do or Die, the freestyle version, right here on the listening party for TKA's Love Goes On, the album.
To say yes, now or never do or die. Just take a chance and tell me you love me, or say you'll never see me again, or just walk away from love. Tell me that it's over, that there's no chance that you have feelings for me, that our love affair has come to an end, or just walk away from us. We keep playing games when we should both be free. We're repeating the same mistakes. Now that's insanity. We keep pointing fingers as we avoid the truth. Let's make a